What is up, you guys? Trey here, and this is my first, I guess, official video on my new coin collecting channel. I did do just a welcome video, but today I'm going to teach you guys how you can spot the difference between silver quarters and a regular quarter. And there's a couple different ways. One is very easy, and one it's a little more time consuming because you actually have to look more so like at the coin itself. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this. And also I have some Kennedy half dollars as well that I'm going to be showing you guys. So I have a Kennedy half dollar that's silver, a quarter that's silver. Then I have a Kennedy half dollar from the first year after they stopped making them silver, and then I have a quarter from the first year after they stopped making silver, and then I have a more modern example just to kind of show you guys what they look like nowadays. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Before we begin, I did just want to showcase this silver Kennedy half dollar. This is the only 90% silver one that I have. It is in a PCS holder. The other ones that I have, which are over here, which I will show you really quick, this is only a 40% silver one. So the 90% were only produced in 1964. The 40% were produced from 65 to 70. But that aside, let's go and get into this, and we're also going to use my microscope. So let's get into this video. Alrighty, you guys, so I have two quarters here. One of these is a silver quarter. One of these is not a silver quarter. And the first way, obviously, that you can tell is by the date. The silver quarters were only produced up to 1964. So after 1964, none of the quarters are going to be silver. I do have them covered up, so you guys can make a guess on which one that you think is the silver before I do reveal the dates. So if you guessed this one, you are correct. This is a 1963 silver quarter. Just flip this over here. And then this is a 1965 copper nickel quarter. So we're going to go ahead and put these under the microscope here in a sec. But the most common way to tell which is a silver and which is not is if you look at the edges. You can instantly tell that this is silver and that this is the copper nickel. But I do want to show you them under the microscope so you get a better idea of what's going on. So give me one moment. So as you can see, this is the non-silver one. I have it under the microscope so that you guys can tell. And you can see that nice copper line on the side of the quarter. Now, if I were to get the silver one and put it under this microscope, you can see there is no copper line on this coin. This is a completely silver quarter. And then also, like I said, if I take this, and we're gonna nice and crisp image, and I can move this. There you can see that that's 1963. So anything, like I said, 1964 or before is a silver quarter, and that is a good find if you can find one of these in circulation. They're worth about $10. The Kennedy silver half dollars are worth about that, and then the silver Eisenhower dollars, which I do have some of in this book. I'm going to move this out of the way. You can see some of my other collection is sitting here. They're worth about 10 to 15. So now I do just also want to show you guys one other thing really quick. So give me one more moment. Okay, so I did just want to show a more modern example of a quarter, just so that you guys can see that copper is still in it. It's a little bit harder to see because the quarter is shinier, but you can definitely see that copper edge. So yeah, that is how you tell the difference between a silver quarter and a regular quarter. The easiest is just to skim through your quarters and look at the edges of them. And if you see an edge that's like that, you know it's a silver quarter. And I'll go ahead and we'll put them both under here really quick, and you can see them side by side. You can see that copper on there, and then there's nothing there. So now we're going to take our half dollars here, and we're going to do the same thing. So if you look, You can definitely see again that line of copper in the half dollar, and this one does not have that line. So let me go ahead and we're gonna put this half dollar under the microscope first. Okay, I'm gonna have to give me one moment. Sorry about that. I had to focus it, and it's hard to do with one hand. But you can see there is that line again on this Kennedy half dollar. And then if I take the other one and put it under here, you can see there is no line. Just straight silver. And then again, I have a modern one, which is 2022, just so that we can see this one under here. Oh, if I could, there we go. That's fine. What the? Oh, there it is. You can see that line again. I want to eventually get a PC so I can actually record videos on this and include them in here, but yeah. Now, one other thing I do want to do real quick is I guess I will show you an Eisenhower as well. So one moment. Alrighty, you guys. So now we've got our Eisenhower dollars. And this one is one of the, this is a bicentennial one. And as you can see, this is not silver, in very good shape. But then as you can see, this one, it is. Now, unfortunately, these don't fit underneath my microscope very well. Actually, hold on. Okay, yep. See, you can see the edge of that. Nice and silver. And then if I take this one, and you can see the edge of this, you can see that line in it again. So yeah, that is how you tell the difference between your silver coin and your regular coin. That, and also you look at the dates. So with the Eisenhower dollars, they only produced the 40% silver Ikes, and they never produced a 90% Ike, as far as I'm aware at this time. They only produced 40s, and it was either in these bicentennial years they produced them, or like, for example, this is the 1974. I think they did produce silver each year. Or if you find these are what are called blue Ikes. And they produced these in 1971, 72, 73, and 74. And these are also going to have silver Ikes. So yeah, that is how you tell your silver from your regular. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you did find it helpful, and if you were able to find the answers that you were looking for, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and tap that bell so you get notified every time that I upload. And until next time, peace, you guys. Bye.